Hello and welcome to Cardiff News Plus. I'm Yuyu Aziz. It's 4:30. Welcome to the program. Drinking on match days is widely considered to be a ritual in Wales. Now, people who enjoy drinking to excess are being encouraged to drink less. South Wales Police have launched a campaign aimed at cutting alcohol-related violent crime. Andrea Meng reports.
International rugby match days are probably one of the busiest nights of the year in Cardiff. Whether a winner or not, people drink lots. And the South Wales Police say a minority of people just use this day as an excuse to drink too much. As thousands of people coming to Cardiff to enjoy this national rugby match, the South Wales Police are launching this campaign, encourage people to drink less on the match day to prevent some drinking-related problems and crimes. Some people show their respect, but some don't think it is necessary. Do you drink a lot?
Not really. Drinking about 4 or 5 pints and falling over and banging her head or hurting her ankle or wrist or whatever, I'm totally in support of that.
Are you going to be drunk tonight?
I won or two. Most probably. Because we won,
Yeah, we're going to celebrate. I'm not going to encourage anyone to drink less on a match day because match day is our country. We support our country, and as far as I'm concerned, points to everyone.
Despite conveying simple messages via mass and social media for the public, the Know the Score campaign also called on all licensed premises to uphold the law by refusing to serve drunk customers. The police hope this campaign could persuade people to drink in moderation, but some experts say these tactics don't always work.
We don't know if doing this is effective. Usually, preaching to people about what they should do doesn't work. It tends to put people's backs up, and if anything, they will behave in the opposite way as a reaction to the preaching.
The police will continue the long-term project for a safer night time in Cardiff, saying that there is evidence that both Cardiff and Swansea are becoming ever safer as a result of the approach. But they also say that they need time to figure out the effectiveness of this campaign.
The ethnic minority population of Wales is small but growing. Racial inequalities are acknowledged and addressed by Welsh Government papers and strategies. The All Wales Annual Race Equality Conference 2015, held by Race Council Cymru, today aims to promote equality of opportunity and relations between people from different racial backgrounds in Wales. Huzihu reports.
Hundreds of people attend the conference and take part in the workshops, which deal with employment, schools, crimes, and so on. Mel Zhihu, Vice Chair of RCC, stressed 3 points: understanding, reassurance, and communication.
I think during the course of this year, we've worked really hard to bring communities together and to bring communities together in a cohesive way. And one of the key measures that we're looking to get out of today is we get everybody together to understand not just what's happening at the grassroots, but what's happening at the strategic level. So we bring the community together, so we're all part of the solution and working towards a cohesive community that doesn't suffer with any racial inequality.
Race Council Cymru, as the overarching body in Wales, is bringing key organisations together working to combat racial inequality. Keynote speakers raise issues around schools and crime.
Usually a rainbow school of mixed races, that is normal and that they must show respect and consideration and understanding of other people's beliefs.
60 different languages in Gwent now, with different communities, including asylum seekers, and we've got to create an environment where everyone feels that they're safe and everyone can trust one another, and we've got to be tolerant and live with each other.
There are some difficulties that people from ethnic minority background, long living in Wales, are faced with.
I came from America, even though my education is from India. When I came over here, the most thing was, I think, like everybody, you wanted to find a job. And it was hard for me because I don't have any experience in this country. When we come here, to adapt to the language skills, that's what hinders us the most, is the language skills more than anything.
How will people from different ethnic backgrounds live in Wales in the future? Communication will be very important.
And a group of people from Cardiff have been spending their weekend cleaning the banks of the River Taff. Organised by Cardiff Rivers Group, this litter pick event saw 24 people helping to clean the river and its surrounding areas. Rubanathan has more of the story.
It may be an unusual way to spend Mother's Day, but these people want to do their bit to clean up Cardiff's famous river. They gathered at Blackweir for the 2-hour clean-up exercise. Plastic bags, metals and sanitary towels. There's plenty of litter to collect. Most of the volunteers say that they don't understand why people leave so much litter.
I can't understand why people throw litter at all. I mean, I can understand things that accidentally fall to the ground, but people who deliberately throw or leave litter, I just can't understand it.
The organisers says that they are coming back to the river and Butte Park after 9 months, and this time around they plan to cover both sides of the stream in the Blackweir area. They say that the rubbish collected are not mainly thrown by people in Cardiff.
I struggle with the attitude and as to why people litter. I just don't understand, which is part of the problem, I think, for me. A lot of the stuff that we're finding today has been washed down from further upstream as well, so it's not just people of Cardiff where the problem is, it's all over. One of the things we find is because Cardiff is at the end of the river, that's where everything sort of backs up and we get the bulk of it.
But the volunteers say that addressing this problem is a task that should be taken by everyone in the society.
A combination, I think, of public awareness, campaigns, and it is about, it's a generational thing as well. I think that you've seen mothers as they're walking along throwing rubbish on the floor and their children follow them.
Behind me is just a small part of the rubbish collected in just 2 hours. This clearly shows people's attitude towards littering, and changing the attitude is going to be a difficult task. Although curbing this problem for good is still a long way to go, but this kind of event is a small step towards achieving that goal. Rubanathan for Cardiff News Plus.
Well, that's from Ruba. British Science Week has been launched in Cardiff with an event at the National Assembly. Children from 10 local schools attended the launch to display their science projects. There were also interactive stands and a science show.
Assembly member Aline Parrott hosted this event, and each school has been provided with an exhibition board to display its pupils' work. Liz Terry from the British Science Association is the organizer of this launch.
What we want is for everybody in Wales to embrace science and to get enthusiastic about science, and this is launching the week where there'll be lots of competitions, there'll be lots of shows, activities, all things to get the public and the schools really geared up to enjoying science.
Timothy Edwards is the science teacher from Cadoxton Primary School for Year 6. He says the event is a fantastic opportunity for students.
We use the Lego Mindstorm and Lego all the time throughout the year, but for this particular project we've probably been working for 4 to 6 weeks on it, so the children have been having a little bit of time every day to build the robot from scratch, to then start programming it and get together a little presentation ready to come and show everybody what we're all about.
Pupils give their all concentration on visiting interactive stands and watching the science show. They showed keen interest and strong curiosity in science, and they displayed their project enthusiastically. British Science Week brings a great opportunity to inspire the next generation of science with fun and participative activities. You will find out more events held in Cardiff this week at Cardiff News Plus website.
Central Bus Station will close in June for redevelopment. A new transport hub will open at the end of 2017 as part of the Central Square plan. Wei Zhang has been finding out what the public think of the changes and also where they should go to catch a bus.
Central Bus Station will close in less than 3 months. The site will be the new headquarters for BBC Wales. There will also be a new bus transport hub on the site. For the next few years, Cardiff Council says buses will pick up and drop off from streets around the city. but not everybody knows about the plans.
I can imagine it's going to be a massive inconvenience for everyone. It'd be interesting to see what Cardiff City Council come up with for a new layout.
It's a good place for a bus station, as like the places surrounding it is like good.
We don't know like what to expect in the new bus stop as well.
I think eventually it'll be very much better because this is far from ideal as it is.
The new transport hub will be built at the north of the railway line on the site of Merland House and the NCP car park, which will be finished in 2017. The Central Square plan is currently under construction.
Actors with learning disabilities from Hijinks Theatre are set to take the centre stage and make a comeback of a hit play. Beneath the Streets was nominated for a Welsh Theatre Award and it'll make a comeback in June. Now the team are aiming to raise £5,000 to stage the production. I went to meet them. An afternoon briefing for the actors from Hijinks Theatre. Their coordinator Dan McGowan is explaining the script. So far, the team has raised £1,400 to help stage their latest production. They need £5,000 by June. It's crowd-funded theatre.
What's really good about that is that it gives those people that are contributing to the show from a financial point of view that feeling that they have a bit of ownership over it, that they are part of this process and responsible for helping to create it.
The cast of 14 performers have either autism or Down syndrome. But they won't let that stop them staging a revival of Beneath the Streets, a 30-minute play which will take the audiences to explore Cardiff's dark and sinister underworld.
Being an actor is just a sort of like, I suppose to use a comparison, a bit like Narnia, I suppose, sort of go into this door and then you enter a new world. You're not you anymore, you're a completely different person than you are living the life of this person or creature, whatever the part you play.
You know what the very excitement about it is that you never know what you're gonna do next. The moment I hear an applause, see, I get the feeling of ecstasy.
June will be a busy month for the group of performers. They'll also be taking part in Cardiff's Unity Festival, musical acts which will fill the streets of Cardiff in a celebration of the best disability arts from around the world. And if people in Cardiff put their hands in their pockets and help raise the £5,000, Beneath the Streets will be back on stage in the city at the end of June. Yuyu Aziz, Cardiff News Plus. Local people have joined an action group to save the coal exchange, a landmark building in Cardiff's history. The building used to be the trading centre of coal industry in Cardiff, but it has been long neglected since the owner bankrupted. The group has carried out a repair project recently.
The coal exchange has been abandoned for years. Labour MP Stephen Doughty has formed a 50-people group and carried out an operation to clean up the building. They have cleaned 13 rooms and 7 toilets, including one that has been locked up for decades.
It was clear to me that there was a lot of concern in the community about the state of the building, the risks to it, and also a wish to bring it back into use by the community. And so I brought together a group of community representatives to listen to their views about what they wanted to see happen to the building.
The cleaning up is the first step to restore the coal exchange. Both MP and his group are seeking for more help, including finding fundings to carry out basic repairs needed to reopen the building.
Secure and that the full building can be brought back into use. But clearly a lot of work needs to be done. They need to bring on board major funding and major expertise to save a crucial part of Cardiff's heritage.
It is hoped that the coal exchange might reopen as a centre for independent media companies, but it needs more volunteers to help it get ready.
That's it from the team at Cardiff News Plus. Thanks for watching. We'll be back at the same time next week.